It's War Dragon time, RPW here with a video for everyone I hope is going to help you out not only with the upcoming event, but understanding the new one coming out. Now, I can't do a full tutorial on the King of the Hill, especially without the actual event happening, but I can kind of give you guys a walkthrough on what I understand. Now, before I do tell you, I want to let you know that I have only been playing since September of last year. So with that being said, I've only had the chance to really play this event one time. So I'm going off of what I remember and what I have read and researched about this event. That does not make me an expert. However, I am getting a lot of requests on what people need to do to prepare for this event. So let's go ahead and do a quick walkthrough of what you're going to find right now in your event tabs. Number one is going to be your quests. Now, if you didn't see yesterday's video, I did put up a video on is it worth it? So be sure to check it out because, guys, I would really like to see this change. I don't think it's worth what you have to spend. But let's go on over to the battle tab and we're going to kind of go over what this event is all about. I'm going to go ahead and untarget this island before we get started. And to show you guys, first of all, you're going to see that there's a bunch of islands. And the higher up you go in this field of islands, the bigger the islands become. Now, they're all being held by the Black Bloods. The Black Bloods is actually an in-game team. It's not another real team out there that is a computerized version of a team that you have to break down the shield on and take their target. Once you've taken their target, then you own that specific island, or what you would call here a fortress. So in order to do so, you have to attack a particular island and take that wall down. But let's kind of go over exactly what the rules say within this game. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to the rules section and we're going to kind of just read over this together. So the King of the Hill, your goal is to battle and win control of epic fortresses. Every fortress is guarded by sturdy walls, and you will attack its enemy team members to tear down their walls and steal their fortresses. So you are going to be able to win prizes 3 ways. That's just like any other PvP, your own points, etc. But you're going to have to gain victory points for your team so that you can hold and get rank. Now, to conquer a fortress, you have to destroy walls using your energy. And once you've destroyed a wall, any team that does more than 70% of the damage over that fortress will take that island, unless you own 4 more islands that are more valuable than that island. You cannot control more than 4. If no team does more than 70% damage, whoever does the most will get to take control of that island. So destroy more of the wall HP to have a higher chance of taking it over. Now, teams are limited to how many fortresses their armies can hold at one time. So you want to choose your islands wisely because you can only take 4 fortresses at once. Now, once you've taken control of this, you're going to need to use your barricades to block and prevent other players from taking that from you. Now, if there's in a case that you take one that's smaller, then that will go back to the Black Bloods for somebody else to take later. Now, as for bounty, when you take over a fortress, each team will be helping take down a split pot of victory points according to the fraction of what the previous owner won when holding that fortress. So sometimes you're not going to get 100% of the victory points. It's going to be, split up between hand. Now, another thing I want to kind of go over is to destroy more walls, you need to defeat the higher level players, use your siege weapons, which, for example, with the legendary, you're going to get 160% bonus for 70 minutes, and you can find these in the armory. And then when you hold onto a fortress longer by building up its wall or barricade items, these will help you earn more points as well. So when it comes to this, guys, remember there is a time bonus in this particular event, which is the bar you're going to see at the top. So you're going to want to make sure that you use your energy wisely and take advantage of that bonus meter during that time. Now, just like any other PvP, your energy is going to refill automatically. It won't go over 16 energies unless you actually purchase with energy packs. And like any other time, it's going to be in the plus size. And then over in your siege boosts, you're going to find those as well, which can be found in the armory. So you can either purchase chests or you can collect these. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you really quickly where you can find your siege buffs during your attacks. When you click on an island, it's going to actually bring up something you can attack. Right now, we can't attack anything, but this is the bar you will see. And here is where your attacks will be. And during this time, you're going to actually have the opportunity to add a siege weapon. And there are different types that will give you different amounts. Now, at the bottom of this particular event, you're going to see smaller islands. And as you work your way up, they're going to get larger and larger. Now, the larger the island, or the larger the fortress, I should say, the more points they're going to be worth. However, they're going to be much harder to destroy. Now, to target your particular fortresses, you're just going to select, if you are a leader or an officer, you will select that particular fortress, and inside there you can click target to destroy. If you're on a team and you go into this event and you see something with this red mark around it, then that means someone on your leadership has targeted these particular islands. And if you work together as a team, you're going to be far more successful. So be sure to target these red marks. Now, you might want to have one that's for larger, medium, and so forth, but that's more going to be along the strategy of your team. This is just an example. I particularly like to just keep the largest one, marked in the very beginning, and then we work our way from there. Okay, so again, I don't know a whole lot about this particular event. I just know enough to be able to tell you what you can find out by reading, but the basic gist of it is what I just said. Now, there's going to be really easy amounts of points to get in this. I think that's the reason why this is one of the favorite events, is it is very easy to gain points in this. So be sure to help your team out and work pretty hard and grab your guys, grab up some of these sigils, because like I said, this is one of the easier events to gain points in. With that being said, this is your last chance, so take full advantage. Now, before I let you go, I want to also point out team achievements are important to your team. So go out there and tell your team to help out. If all of you guys are working together, you're going to do much better with team achievement points. And I also want to mention, do not forget, victory points is what helps your team gain rank. Not your own personal points, but your victory points. So if you're not working together with your team and hitting these targets, you may find that you don't do well in your victory points. I mean, your team could be doing really well. You're putting up points left and right, but because you're not working together, your victory points are not doing well. All right, so before I let you guys go, I want to quickly give you guys a sneak peek on what I have learned about the Kingdom Wars. Now, first of all, if you don't know, they already pretty much know when this is going to be coming. So this week we have the King of the Hill. Next week we will have the breeding event, and the following week will be Kingdom Wars. So with that being said, you really need to know what this event is going to be all about, and so do your teammates. So make sure that they're doing their homework. I will be doing another video on this, a little more extensive later, because there are I think there's two more live streams, and then there will be some notes in the forums coming up. So once I've gotten all the information that I can find, I will do a video and kind of get you guys spun up on all the details. Now, my first concept of this game is, it makes me think of chess. You really have to think about what your next move is going to be in order to take advantage or seize the other player. So the first thing you're going to notice is it is a map. And that is pretty cool to me, because it really will get a lot of the lower team leagues used to this map feature, because that is what's in Atlas, and rumor has it, it is coming across the board. So that is the first thing that I'm noticing about this, is it kind of puts you in the mind of an Atlas situation. However, I'm not speaking from experience. I have no experience in Atlas, but it does seem to kind of be preparing the entire gaming community for the possibility of future Atlas. So that is the first thing I want to point out. But the idea here is there is a map, and all this map is going to have territories, just like with Conquer the World. However, it's not going to be like this, section where you get this particular amount and you get this and this team gets this, and then you take from each other. It's going to be a little bit more strategic, in the sense there are other areas that you can take that don't belong to another team. Okay, so let's go ahead and skip this forward, so this is a little bit easier to explain to you guys with that in front of me. So the first thing is first, every team on the map will start with a capital, and these capitals cannot be conquered or lost, which means your capitals will not move. They will stay where they are. Now, each team will be assigned a capital at random at the beginning of every event, which means you won't be put anywhere particular because of prior points or anything of that nature, nor will your capital move. With that being said, if you'll notice the honeycomb pattern, whenever you go out and you conquer land, you're going to have to go within a segment. So just like on a game board, you can't jump and skip territories. You have to go straight in a directional path. Now, when it comes to these paths, they can be targeted by the leadership on your team so you know which direction to move. Now, once you go out and you start conquering the land around your capital, you are going to go out into the regular territories. Now, this is where you're going to grant points over a time that it's conquered, and it will be easy to conquer, and these will be the most common territories you can attack. Now, just so you know, these will start off as Black Blood's territory, which means computerized territory owned. Now, once you've gone beyond this, it's going to actually open up into what they call the minor monuments. Now, these are going to grant more points over time, and they're going to be tougher to conquer and much less common. And these also will start off as Black Blood's territory. Now, with that being said, your team is going to want to strategically choose their path on the regular territories to go towards things like minor monuments. So that will be something you'll need to definitely pay attention to and see what your team is planning, because you're going to want to work your way to what they call the major monuments. These will grant the most points over time, they will be the toughest to conquer, and they will be the least common on the map. And again, like the others, they will start off as Black Blood's territory. Let's go ahead and zoom out with them. They brought out the map a little bit larger so you can see, for example, your monuments, the minor monuments and the major monuments will be spread out in between the capitals. Now, your capital will likely be a different color than the others. The red capitals probably will indicate the other team's capitals. So you have to work around them and try to take the monuments and the territories within that span. So that doesn't mean work your way towards another team, but instead try to take as much land and as much monuments as you possibly can as a team. And in the end, the more you conquer, the more you will earn. So with that being said, you might want to strategically choose, let's go left, let's go right, down, whatever. So depending on where you're at on the map will depend upon how far you can go. Now, they did not say this, but I do wonder myself. And when you come to a part where there's land not there, like water, is it going to be an issue? Can you not cross over that water? So that is one of the questions I do wonder, but I don't know for sure yet. So another thing that they mentioned is this is a very randomized map that they are still working on. So as they, figure out exactly what they want the details to be, they will have more of a strategic layout when it comes to where the teams lay and where the monuments lay, and that they might have to tweak this as they go along and kind of figure out exactly what the trends have been within the actual game itself. So be patient with them on that. That is one thing they're going to have to work. Now, once it's been taken over by other teams, there will be different shades of reds instead of all the different colors like in Conquer the World. With that being said, it's going to be easier to see what is your land versus what is their land. That makes me think of a song. If it's your land. Sorry. Anyway, point being is you are going to want to conquer other teams or the free territories. Now, the more you conquer and the more your team conquers, the more victory points they're going to have. Again, this is just like any of the other events in the sense that the more you have, the better your points. However, in this particular situation, like I said, I think there's going to be, like they say, a very strategic way your team is going to have to go about this, just like if you were playing chess, for example. So another couple things they answered questions on I want to kind of put out there real quick is there will be energy packs used in this, and you can use inner fires. There will be super attacks and mega attacks included. However, there will not be a bonus meter bar in this particular event, nor will there be a raid feature. I know there's a lot of people disappointed about that. However, they are saying they plan to try to bring that into some other events. They're trying to work that right now as we speak. However, that does not guarantee anything. Now, if you missed this video and you kind of want to get a little more information on what they shared, you can check it out. It will be on their Twitch media site. They are going to be doing another video live stream tonight. I believe tonight's on Facebook, and then they will be doing another one tomorrow on YouTube. So be sure to tune into those, and I might have those backwards. It might be YouTube then Facebook, so don't quote me on that. However, make sure that you tune into those if you want to know more information. If you don't have time, don't worry. I will definitely be doing another update video and letting you know what else we learned. Because personally, I'm super excited about finding out what the spells will be for the new dragons. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I am sorry it is late. I just kind of wanted to get all the information I could before I put this out for you guys. So if you have any questions or any comments you'd like to put in the bottom of the video, you are more than welcome to. And don't forget before you leave to give my video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and sign up for notifications. Happy hunting!